Friends, welcome to my channel. Today I am going to be talking about a very important topic in farming. It's called bifurcation. Bifurcation is a time when a plant splits into two different branches. It's called bifurcation. And if you look at this particular place, you're going to see at this point, this is not bifurcation, this is actually a sucker. At this point, you can see where this plant actually split into two. It's called actually bifurcation. And what happens in bifurcation is this. When bifurcation happens, you have more flowers, you have more fruits. So we actually encourage bifurcation anyway, because the more when your plant actually split like that, if you look at this now, you can see this is carrying its own, this as well is carrying its own fruits. You understand? So it is good. But at the same time too, we don't really encourage too many of it. You understand? And also in managing, bifurcation is good, but sometimes it may not really favor you as a farmer if you don't know how to manage this very, very well. Now, what do I mean by managing it very, very well? Understand this, that the energy of this plant will be going this way. When it comes to this point, it moves to these two parts. Now, if the particular branch is weak, you find out that the fruit will also be weak, will naturally be less. Like, let me show you. I think there's one I saw here that has a weaker hair. Okay, that's not it. There's one I saw, the weaker part, there was bifurcation, but the other part is weak, and you see that the fruit is carrying is very skeletal. So it is very, very important that you make sure you have strong branches. So what you do is, even in pepper, for example, bell pepper will continue. Like, let's look at this chili pepper, for example. If you look at this at this point now, we have three. You have more than one. You have about three of them. And if you look at this, coming to this point again, it breaks into two, and coming to this point again, it breaks into two. Now understand that this is splitting the energy. So what we always advise is this: when you look at these two branches, you can choose to take out the one that is weak and leave the stronger one, so that you maintain a straight flow of nutrients or energy, so that your plants can actually give you a very big one. So bifurcation is normal in plants, but at the same time too, you should be able to know how to know which one is weak, which one is strong. And it's something that you can notice with your eyes. Let's take, for example, looking at these two branches here now. Looking at these two branches, if I ask you which one is weak and which one is strong, we can easily say that this is a stronger branch and this is a weaker one. So I can choose to take out this. So by mere looking at it, a weak you will know a weak branch, and you also know a strong branch. But it's always advised, it's always good that you allow plants to actually branch out. Like for pepper, what we'll normally do when it's growing, we'll take out the top. It pushes the energy and bifurcates. You understand? And once it bifurcates, more branches that will be coming out will be taking out the weaker ones and be leaving the stronger ones. So it is important you understand that as a farmer. Not having so many flowers, sometimes those flowers are going to split energy. Let's take, for example, a father who has 10 children, and you gave them 5 kg of rice for 10 children to share. What will happen is the stronger ones among them is going to actually outshadow the weaker ones, and they will eat more. They are not going to eat in equal ration. What will happen is that the stronger ones are going to take more food than the weaker ones, thereby leaving the weaker ones hungry. And it will actually show in their stature. So that is the same thing that happens when you allow weaker ones to stay. They are not going to be getting enough, and whatever they're going to be producing will not really be doing well. So it's better you take them out, rather let the stronger ones take more of those energy and make sure they are giving you something big. So most of the results you see in a plant depends on the branch that is carrying it. So that's why it's very, very important in bifurcation you monitor your plant branching and know when to take out anyone and the one to leave, because weak ones will not give you the result you want, because they will not be able to drag food enough for themselves. You understand? Unlike the stronger ones. So we always call them the men, we call them the leaders. You understand? We call them the leaders. So you find that in tomatoes, you can find that in pepper, you can find that in cucumber, you can find that in a lot of vegetables. that plants bifurcate. Okay, and sometimes we encourage it. And one of the ways to encourage it, if you have a plant that is growing, let's say cucumber, you want it to branch out, you can take away the top. We call that top, I've forgotten the name of that top. You take away the top. The top is like, if you look at, for example, look at this plant right here. You can see this is where the new leaf is coming out from. So if I take this out now, no more new leaf will come out here, and it will not continue to go up. What will happen is that the energy will not be centered around, and it will not start bringing out flowers from the branches. So at that tender age, you can take out the top. And when you take out the top, it will put energy on the plant, and before you know it, it will bring out different branches of plants. By then, you can be able to pick the strong ones and let them grow, and take away the weak ones. So it is important you understand bifurcation. It is going to help you to have very good and big fruit when you are having your plants. So that is what I thought I should share with you today. See you guys next time in my next video.